Hello. So, unlike the recent games, which were pretty peaceful, this one is full of tactics and lots of mixed tactics as well, and dead groups and many interesting fights have happened. So, it's gonna be an exciting game and probably a longer than usual review, but let's see how it goes. So, as usual, we see one San played by white in this case, because white really likes playing territorial here. And black puts pressure right away, which is the first move to think about when one wants to attack the Sansan. Now playing the Hane here, it's an overplay. We know that the classic Joseki is to Nobi and then jump in order to be ahead. So if black plays the Hane, white should think about cutting right away. The actual move it's a turn, but playing the cut is the way to punish black. Black has two options here, either save the stone on the left side or save the stone on the bottom by going down or extending. And either way is good for white. So when black extends to the left, white will just capture the stone in a ladder. It's possible to take right away or connect. And now black needs to extend for a base. Or maybe approach the corner and then extend back. But this is already quite comfortable for white, taking away the corner after the cut. It's a bigger corner than expected. Now if black extends on the bottom, white will capture the stone on the left side. This way black gets to play a few forcey moves, giving up the two stones on the left side, but then he needs to come back and take care of the cutting points. And again, this feels very nice for white to get the thickness towards the left side after capturing the two stones. In general, when one is capturing two stones like this is called a turtle formation, and it's really powerful, so white should be happy with this result. Therefore, it's good to consider the cut in order to punish black's overplay. Now black connected solid, white jumps, that's really good, and black extends a little bit too far. Normally still 3 space jump extension here, either high or low. Low is probably preferred to stay safe, and then maybe in this case white will just play a Shimari. Also possible to attack the top right corner, but that can happen after these two. So playing d10, this leaves more space for white to invade. Well, white doesn't have to invade immediately, but when white plays a Shimari in the top left, then black is taking a Shimari in the top right. After a while, let's say we have all these big points on the board, white can really consider the invasion at the 8 in order to punish blacks for the overstretch extension. So white took the Shimari, this time the high one. I would prefer the low one, but anyway it's a very slight difference between them, because playing low it's much easier to reduce the left side later on with a slide at b10 or the invasion c8 d8. Anyway, the difference is really small, so d14 it's a fine move too. And black prefer to jump, because in this case he's trying to get rid of the weak point of d8. But in this position it's still bigger for black to play in the top, either a Shimari or some extension to take away white's ideal extension in the top. These are the moves why black should consider. Being the Fuseki, one should go for this kind of open spaces. So black defends here, then white can attack the top right, that's very good. And black decided to play a pretty rare pincer. Nowadays we rarely see this kind of move, or even the low one. The low pincer, it's actually a fine option. In this case, black would develop both the right side and the top, while white simply secures the top right corner. Playing the high pincer, usually white simply jumps out. Now the Joseki, the most common one, goes as follows. And on the crosscut there are several variations. Either Atari and extend then white captures one stone to prevent the ladder, and black goes for a base. This would be the old-fashioned Joseki, or just extend. And then when white captures one stone, black plays Atari from the outside and extends for a base towards the top. But this is actually fine for white, because white got a Ponuki and a very powerful shape in the top right corner. And right now white is center as well. So it's time to approach the lower right corner. So against this kind of pincer, white should consider the one space jump or Ogema. Also the game move, which was Sansan, is playable. This is the territorial option. Playing Ogema leads to an interesting Joseki like this. White can go down threatening to cut, black can connect like this or solid. White extends in the top, black will play the nose Tetsuji, white can extend again, black will capture the two stones, and white extends on the right side as well. So this is some sort of trade Joseki. The two stones die, black is quite thick in the top right corner, but white got to develop the top side and is going for a base on the right side. So this would be another old-fashioned Joseki. Now what happened in the actual game is possible too, but none of these variations are related to the avalanche. The avalanche Joseki would start if black plays the attach and then white goes down and Hane. Now we have the small avalanche when black plays Hane in the head of two stones. Atari, extend, turn. On the turn, white has to pay attention to the ladders, so in order to prevent them, this kind of move is preferred. If white cuts right away, black will just capture in a ladder. That's a collapse. So the small avalanche, one of the standard patterns, is to go for a trade like this. So white develops the top while black goes for potential Moyo on the right side. This is the basic small avalanche or the Nadare Joseki. Now, oops. So black connects. If black plays Nobi here, this will lead to the big avalanche. Now, in order to avoid the complicated variations, white can simply play Atari on the second line and then make a tiger mouth formation. And this would be the end of a local fight. But if white keeps pushing, then Hane in the head of three stones this time, then we have a cut, go down again. In this case, black is not going to turn on the outside because he wants to catch the stones in the corner. So he will turn in the corner. Now white can cut first, trying to catch the three stones in the top. Black will play Atari. White can turn once to expand the liberties in the corner. Black has to come out. White goes down. Black will block. White has to turn to escape. And black goes for the stones in the corner. Now, the old-fashioned variation would continue with Atari in the top. Black extends so he doesn't get captured in a net. If black plays Atari on the side, white can just Atari a net. So black comes out to put pressure on the stones on the right. White plays a key point here to escape with a wall. Then black takes away the nice shape on the right side. White needs to double up, otherwise this is the crane nest formation. So if white captures one stone here, for example, black will just kill everything, and that's a disaster. And then wait, the actual game, the main variation is like this. Then black extends, white can jump out in the middle once to rescue. First white has to extend in the top. Black comes out, white jumps in the middle. Black also jumps on the side to make some territory, and white will protect again because the group is still kind of thin. So this would be the big avalanche. It's quite a monster Joseki, and there are lots of variations surrounding this avalanche, especially the big one, the Onadare. But in the actual game, the variations here have nothing to do with the avalanche. It looks more like a reverse avalanche, but it's totally different. So Instead of pushing, white could just connect solid. And now when black pulls back here, there's a cutting point at q15, but right now it's good enough to play kma in the top. And the cut is still the agi that black has to take care of for his wall. So he might extend here, or maybe he extends to the middle of the side, and when white cuts, just sacrifice the 2 stones. So connecting solid, it's an option. Also, when black plays the tiger mount, white can think about the hane to cut, but it's no need to do it right away. First of all, expand the top leaving space with a keima. Now pushing like this, it's creating cutting points, but also white has to pay attention for the top right. Hane is good. Double hane, it's also a good move. And collecting it's fine. It's actually common to play the hanging connection. Black will Atari, white connects, so the shape is already alive in the top, and this creates lots of cutting points into black's formation, so black has to come back and fix that. And now white is tempted to play away, because there's nothing to worry about in the top. Whenever white feels threatened for his life, we'll just capture at m18. So in this position, white was wondering what if Atari cut m16 and then try to fight in the top, but white still needs to go back and protect against the double Atari, and in this position black has the ladder. So playing the exchange m16 for n15, it's not going to be beneficial for white, because white is losing that stone. And if white plays Atari here, black can double Atari and take the cornerstones, which is also good for black in this case. So the actual move was okay in the game, just defend, but good to remember 018 hanging connection, because this gives white eye shape easier. I mean, at some point when playing 017, after black connects, black can think about p18 poke, and that can be a little bit annoying. So now white hane and black jumps. Black can actually block first, and after white connects, he should also connect with the tiger mount. Because when jumping here, if white needs to expand the life in the space in the corner more, white can just no-B. But white it's already fine. So it's a good idea to split the right side. Especially that this kind of move creates mi, so white can extend towards the wall or in the other direction. So r8 was a really good point to invade the right side in order to reduce the moyo or prevent it and keep the mi points, extend one way or the other. So white approaches the corner, then black plays the kick in order to fix his corner, settle, while forcing white into a pretty cramped shape. But in this case, white should go up anyway, because now black has to extend from the corner, either 1 space jump or 2 space, usually 1, tight and solid. And now white's formation is already alive, so white can just play away. Another big point. But locally, if white wants to over-concentrate black, white can consider the attach and pull back. Now, in this case, black's walls are too close to each other. So this space here, it's pretty narrow, and it feels over-concentrated for black. While white shape, it's quite okay overall. So playing the hane here, if black blocks in the corner, white still needs to fix the group somehow. So when connecting solid, the formation is still pretty cramped, and when playing Atari, this leaves 2 cutting points, so white has to go back and protect the cuts one way or the other. In this case, it's better to play q5. So white still didn't really get rid of the cramp formation. And another option for black here is to block q5. And in this case, if white pulls back, black can block the corner, and again, white is going to end up a little bit over concentrated. And if white plays Atari, now there are 2 cutting points to protect. If white protects the corner, black can Atari on the right side and bump, so white is extremely low, and a bit painful to leave like this in the corner. Black gets a lot of outside influence this way. And if white pulls back, black will cut and capture this stone. So now black played away, but black was supposed to play on the right side, the hanging connection, one way or the other. Let's say white plays a tiger mouth too, then Atari once, and now extend if he wants to get a very big bottom moyo. Well, with h3, of course, black is looking to build all this area, but there's a big gap, so white might invade eventually. But playing like this right away, white can fix the corner, and he does that. Atari. But let's see here. Just no B would be better. Because now when black plays here, white pulls back, so the shape is quite convenient on the right side, comfortable I would say, and black has to come back here to fix his bottom moyo, but there are still invasion points, so this looks much easier to handle for white. So black connects, and going down leaves some cutting points. The way to protect here is S2. Oops, my bad. Because now black can go Atari, connect, turn, and no B, and all white stones are connected. Again, black needs to extend from the wall to make a base and settle the moyo. But going down leaves two cutting points, so black can cut on the outside. If white captures this stone, black will take the corner, which means R2 got punished. And if white decides to connect the corner, I mean, instead of capturing the stone, just defend and make life in the corner, black can go out. Well, Atari it's an option, but the ladder doesn't work. So in this case, just extend. And then when white covers, extend again and connect under. So again, white is on the run. Black can block in center and extend also. So this would be the way for black to punish using those cutting points. But black just played away. Well, extending the top is not small. And actually f17 is a pretty good point because it threatens the invasion at c17. But right now, white can ignore completely and just turn q2 to get rid of the ag in the corner. Normally, black would jump, and then white can push again, threatening the cut, and now black will probably push once and make some shape, either like this or like this. Let's see the cut again. Oh, if the ladder is not working, then it's better to extend here. I'm looking at this ladder that goes to the top left, but there's a stone on the way. So yeah, the ladder is broken. Attaching here, it's a bit questionable right now, because if white really wants to reduce the top side, should consider shoulder hit or this kind of ogema, and then put pressure and now play away. But it's really big to play q2 to get rid of the problems in this corner. Playing this move, black hane, very good. And then when going out with nobi, black should bump to keep center and then come back to use the cuts. So in this case, white should actually pull back, threatening to cut at g17. If black connects g17, white can play away. If black comes up, white can capture one stone. It doesn't have to happen right away, but this is a pretty big corner. It's more than 20 points. And black's area in the top, it's pretty limited. So this feels good for white. Oh, black finally came back to protect here. But if this s15 wasn't such an urgent play a few moves ago, it's not urgent right now either. So at this stage, the bump here is center. Then think about the cuts. Here, of course, it's good for white to take the Ponuki and give up the 2 stones, because like this, white is going to settle his group in Sente and then approach O2 in order to use the edge of R2. So black will either take the stone solid or play a Kosumitsuke and then extend to L3 to damage the bottom area and seek for the cut around H4. So if black plays the Hane, white can think about fighting here, and if black protects, white will just go up and make a base. So playing the block here, it's a bit slack. White can play away. Well, jumping still leaves lots of cutting points, so the turn would be right, because now if black blocks, white can cut, black will go out, and then instead of setting up the ladder right away, white can push and then play the net. So this is quite profitable. The corner just grows. That's why when turn, black has to Nobi and push again, black will double up somehow. And in this case, white doesn't have to worry about cutting points anymore, and it's much easier to invade the bottom too, being strong in the lower right corner. So playing like this, lots of cuts. Black is trying to use them, of course. But here, white got scared. It's no need. White can connect under. Even if black goes Atari here, and Atari again, black has 3 liberties, white has 1, 2, 3, actually more, because when black plays the Nobi, I mean the net, these are 4 liberties. So white can Hane, and Atari, and capture. And white is also connected under. So why shouldn't turn yet, but keep everything connected? Well, it's a bit painful to accept this kind of squeeze, but that's what it is. Well, here black ends in Gote. I mean, this is the price white pays for playing P2 instead of Q2 earlier. So moving on with the actual game. White turn, black separates, and now white decides to reduce the center from 05. That's a pretty good move, but it's also possible to play the Keima or Kosumi, because black is still on the run. Black needs to attach, then go out, and when white extends like this or like this, it's also threatening to use the cut at H4. So like this, black will leave on the bottom side, while white will leave on the bottom side while black is still running out into the middle. Another way would be Keima. Black will jump out somehow and then extend for a base. So like this, black is forced to go in this direction on neutral points, while white is making some profit on the bottom. Playing this way, black can jump and fix the bottom, take away a few points of territory, and white is probably not going to profit too much in the middle. So it would be more active, more aggressive to consider O3 kind of attack. Atari first, okay. White can also go down, but it's a very slight difference actually, because black will never start the ko here. It's going to be Atari. It's okay, it's fine. White can consider Hane though. Then when black goes down like this, it's still very difficult for black to leave and quite painful. Okay, let's say all these moves are Sente and black will manage to leave with 2 points and then white extends. So the result is still very good for white. So here black will probably go up again and then double Hane. But even so, black is still a little bit in trouble. Yeah, painful life again. Simply going ahead, black can escape easier. For example, black can push once and then Keima. And now how is the semi? Oh, dangerous. Okay, that was greedy, my bad. Push one more, and now Keima. This Keima doesn't work. So let's fix the SGF. Alright, now push again. Well, this way, it feels easier for black to escape. Normally white should just cover and then black extends. Or otherwise, just turn, let the group go out in the middle, and then try to take profit on the bottom side. But you don't want to get separated like this. It's good to keep the groups isolated and your groups connected. Cut here. Before cutting, maybe it's good to block once, because when black pushes like this, he needs to pay attention at the cutting points at M4. So this can happen, and in the end white got very thick in the middle. Attach right away. In this case, black doesn't even have to cut. Black can just connect, allow the connection here, and now play away. Bump, then peep once, capture the cornerstone. White has to leave small in the top right, and then approach the left side. And try to increase the moy on the left while reducing the top. So this looks like a good game for black right now. This was a little bit risky because black can push and cut at L4. So here it's better to connect right away. If black plays Hane to connect under, white can cut. So black has to go back and then play Kosumi to disconnect the bottom groups and also threaten to reduce the eye space more. So if black blocks, white can just leave the position like this and play away. Going down it's a bit heavy, so black will push. Now white is trying to connect under. Actually here, jump would be safe, and then Kosumi, and give up a few stones just to stay safe in the middle. Yeah, this would be an option to come on top. Playing the block, it's risky. Black can cut right away and go out. Then pushing from behind so many times, it's not very healthy. This is a way for white to escape, but now black can counter here and capture the 4 stones on a large scale. So trying to connect under. Oh, and black decides to peep. Black should go between the groups here and allow the connection under eventually. If this go happens, black will probably ignore any cut threat. So on Atari, just connect, and then white needs to link under, and after that defend or react to the cut threat. But black gets a tremendous thickness in the middle. So this will be a good game for black. Playing the peep is not so great, white can just push out. And when black cuts, Atari once, give up 1 stone, then connect. Now white can either connect in the middle or on the bottom. This doesn't do anything, and cutting like this, white can protect, black captures a stone, and then white can push through. This way, white wins the semi, and so is this way. Disaster for black this time. So back to the original game. White is trying to destroy the points under, instead of simply going out between the groups. Black should cover actually, right away. Then when white jumps, black can bump, and there are many cutting points here. White needs to connect with some sort of monkey jump, and black can wedge in this, and then go out in the middle. Black should actually worry about his, target the 3 mark stones in the middle. and go for the potential on the outside. So white connects, black captures one stone. Yeah, there's still a cutting point here, and eventually white has to fight the ko. So it's proper to connect. And then if black goes like this, white should come out and save the stones in the center. Playing here, white can connect this way or solid. But then in the end game, when black pushes like this and plays the wedge, there are many moves white has to play inside, and in the end there will be no points there. But this will happen later in the game. So jump out here now. This is actually bigger, saving the center stones. And white can make a better shape. Try to go out faster. If black keeps pushing, white is out much easier in the center. This cap is actually good. Keeps the stones in the middle connected to the right side while reducing that R10 area. Yeah, and connect the stones. This felt good for white. Well, this kind of shoulder hit looks like AlphaGo against Lisedor. It's a famous play, but in this case it feels a little bit too questionable, because white had other options here. For example, this kind of invasion, then jump out and run between the groups. Or if black covers, white can connect under. It's also interesting for white to play moves from the center. For example, jump with a cap. If black protects, white approaches and goes down. So the left side becomes big while reducing the potential for black's moya. But yeah, interesting move. Hard to say if it's bad or ajikeshi. But now black's shape is pretty good. Actually, black should push one more to build on the 4 line. Now white jumps out and then black can increase the left side even more. This is very proper. Anyway, white has to jump in the middle. And black should cut the groups like this. Now white has to connect to the left. And there's a problem with the group on the right. So it's good for black to go between the weak groups and set up a splitting attack. Just playing here, white can make a light formation. Nothing to worry about. Block was the move. Connect here was also natural. But jumping out is better, because G7 threat doesn't expand black's territory much, but puts white ahead in the center. So now reduce the left side, that's good. This invasion is quite interesting, but it's really no need. I mean, it's good enough to cut and capture the cornerstone, because black's territory in the top is really small. But this invasion looks almost like working. The problem is that black can play the hanging connection, the tiger mount, and white can try to connect under and then jump between the groups. Bump first and come out. Well, white will run out, but it's gonna be thin. So quite a fancy move, but it wasn't really necessary. Now when black played this move, white could actually make the invasion work by pushing and then cutting, because now it works to play the Atari in the top and keep everything connected. There is no way out for black. The ladder is good. So white should simply push, and if black connects here, white jumps out between the groups. And again the invasion succeeded. Also, another option is to cut right away and go down. But this time white doesn't connect under, because black will use Atari and Atari again and block. And now there are only 2 liberties against 3. But white can just capture 1 stone. And then when black covers or separates to take 1 stone in the top, it's not such a big loss. because actually if you look at the top left corner, white really increased a lot that area. Besides, there are more forcey moves here. So in the end, we can say white used the J18 as a bait. So back to the original game. Now I should play at least one Atari here and then turn. Feels good for black to capture that stone. And now, well, white has Atari from the outside. So we're going to see a trade here. If white saves the stone in the top, black can damage the corner and then leave. Okay, it's not too terrible actually. Atari from the outside is good. But instead of jumping, white should Nobi and then Hane. Black still needs to go back and leave. And then white has time to connect. Playing the jump gives black the wedge, and now black can easily make eye shape in the corner. Against this wedge, white has to block from this side, and now there are two cutting points to protect. And white didn't protect any of those. Normally, white should go down. If black cuts under, white can extend. If Hane, white has time to take. So the position is safe, and now black either captures the top stone or connects to stay alive. But anyway, no B in this case, simply get ahead. Blocking would be a problem because black can cut and then turn, push once and Hane in the corner to capture the two stones. So the Hane doesn't work right away, but going down and then block, it's fine. So now white connects and black connects too. Black should immediately cut under, push once and capture the cornerstone, because when white captures one stone here, black is already alive, so the ko at f18 is insignificant right now. So black connects and white plays away. Actually, there's a cutting point at h15 and those two cutting points in the top. So white should spend another move to fix what's more important, in this case the top stones. Now if black cuts under and captures one stone, black will take that in gote, and white can play another move in the center, threatening the cut around n15 and pull back in order to build this area. So jump and black cuts this way. Black should still cut under, threatening the double Atari, so when white plays the Atari, black will double Atari and catch the two stones. Playing here, white should protect, black goes Atari, white no B, black push, block, take. And like this, white is losing the stone on the side, but is still strong in the center and sente to connect against the other cut. Giving up those two stones creates the edge around h15 or makes the edge even stronger. And now white should actually just protect against that cut. Playing this kind of move, black is very happy to connect with a tiger mount. Usually the pip should be n14, but it seems black plays with fighting spirit here, and that's a good idea. Black also has the cut in the top. So now one must Hane. Hane is better, because this gives white time to protect the top, either like this or like this. And now if black cuts back, white can just sacrifice one stone in order to secure the center. It's not such a big loss to give up one stone and 4 or 5 points of surrounding territory. So pull back, black connects. Black should resist more. Pushing again is fine, because if white cuts Atari, then Hane, pip, the shape is really heavy, and then fight back with a cut. If white goes here, black just kills the 3 stones and secures the territory in the top. And if white tries to resist, black can go out several times, then kill more stones, so that's dangerous. Okay, peep was good, getting rid of the Kataji. This move doesn't build pretty much any point, so white should just play in the center, looking for the middle area. This. And later peep. Black is not going to play k16 if white doesn't. That's only 1 or 2 points to build. This Hane is no need. White is already alive in the corner. For white locally it's bigger to play s17. But again, it's more interesting to play this move in the center. So now black is trying to connect under, okay. But it's really not a problem for black. I mean, white is not going to cut L17 anyway, so black should jump in the middle. If white tries to cut, Atari and capture one stone or the other. So there's Miai here to stay connected. I meant this. Let's delete the wrong move. So black turns, white connects, peep, push and cut, very good. This is fighting spirit, and black comes back to protect. So now white also has time to fix the center, that's good. Atari no be hanging connection, peep, very nice shape. This move doesn't do anything, it's just a neutral point. So for black it's more interesting to capture one stone in the corner. If white protects the top, black goes down in center. If black goes down here, then white can capture the other stone. It's a pretty big endgame. But black decided to play a move threatening to false the eyes. It's too small. The cut is very good. Capturing this stone in net, it's no need actually. And anyway, playing a bigger net like f11 would be better. But right now, I think there are bigger points. For example, Keima here. So this is too conservative. Normally, to this kind of push, it's natural to block. And on the cut, extend, Atari connect. Now black has to do something to save his stones. Peep. White seems fine. He's connected, so the cuts in the center are not a problem. So first cut and then fight. Well, in this case, block K10. Too easy for black to separate those stones in the middle like that. So black got some profit here. This jump, it's a bit too far. So just came a B9. Then if black blocks, go up and black connects solid. But like this, white reduces in center. So playing all the way here, black can separate. And now when white goes up, black blocks, then this, Atari, oops. Actually that's possible too, but Atari first and extend. Because now white needs to leave and black can capture one stone. So even if white damages all the points around B8, he's losing the points at C12, so black compensates quite easily. So now capturing the top right, that's big. Then white protects for life, but it's bigger to go down and make 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points life this way. Or protect with a hanging connection and then go down here, and again it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 points again, because this point will be taken at the end. So like this, if black plays Hane in the corner and then captures a stone, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 points life. Anyway, when black captures the stone here, why should Atari wants to keep the ice and then play away? Because when Hane, white goes down or connects solid, connecting solid is good too, less co-threats, so white is already alive, one eye here and one eye here. Hane like this is not so urgent now, because what happens, black and Atari 4 stones, and white has to live in the corner with T18, and black will capture Incente. In the end, white will make 3 points life, but black got some profit taking the 4 stones. Okay. This jump doesn't work actually. The attach is still an option, and then wedge, and so on, Incente. But for black to play the top right to get the profit there, it's a better deal. So white catch the 2 stones. Okay, it's better to turn like this to build more points, because if black pushes, white can block. So taking like this, ingote. Here white can play nobi up, then when black goes here, white takes. If black goes down, white protects. If honey to take away the liberties, white has time to win the semi, like this. So Atari under, then cover is good, and now play away. Well, white still needs to come back and play 018. Okay, Atari take, then inside. At this stage, let's see, tuck, yeah, white needs to play one move, but then white should keep the eyes here or play nothing. I mean, playing this move first. If black tries to approach, black takes the liberty from the outside, so it's one eye versus no eye, and it's impossible for black to win the semi because it's self-Atari. Also, another option is to tenuki right away, because black needs more moves to approach. So white can fix the top right. If black connects, white takes away liberty from the outside. If black forces the eye on the left, it's still impossible to approach at A11. So now white can play away again. Let's say fix the bottom, and then when Atari here, again white can ignore. So let's say some Tesuji here. When black captures 2 stones, white takes 1 back, and only when black plays here, white needs to remove the dead stones. So white could win a few tempo moves instead of playing again. This is small. Connect, very good. Now again, black doesn't have to take. I mean, white doesn't have to capture because black can't threaten anything there. So once again, just leaving the top. Alright. Then some peep here. Well, white can just double Atari. And then instead of capturing 1 stone, oh wait, puck. Oh yeah, capture is good, because the cut here doesn't work, it's a ladder. If the cut doesn't work, then white can just play hanging connection. But yeah, the capture works. So Atari here. Oh, now capture. Alright, that was a bit lucky. Now black could connect first, because in this case the ladder won't work, so white has to play Atari here and then connect. And now black will play away. So right now black is leading by a comfortable margin if he just plays in the top Atari. So both white and black are neglecting the top right kill. This is very big actually. Call. And now as a co-threat, black is going to kill the top. And white shouldn't answer. White should capture again. You better give up the top right corner and then Atari the 4 stones here, because black has a problem with the right group in this case. If black tries to leave here, white simply takes away the eye. So it's actually a good trade, because if you look at this area, it's bigger than the top. And also, black has 4 stones in Atari at L3. So white connected, but now, even if connecting there, black can kill the top, just honey. So now the entire group is dead. Anyway, black came back to the ko, which is fine. Now Atari. In this case, it's impossible to kill the corner, because when black captures, white goes down, and there's enough space to build twice. Either like this, or like this. So black decided to play Atari on 4 stones, but in fact, that's a good code thread to keep for later. So right now, black should capture another stone. Sorry, first capture the stone in the top, in center, and then finish up the ko. So playing Atari here, white can answer. And then when black protects, white goes down and it's alive. White didn't have to give up the top. So connect and leave. If black is trying this move, which looks like a Tetsuji, white can play the Kosumitsuke and when throw in, just capture. So it's alive again. There is really no way for black to kill the group even after taking the stone in the top. So now black got some profit here. White doesn't need to connect, should come back to the ko. This is no need because anyway the stones are connected in this area even if black pushes. Black eliminated the ko playing inside his own territory, but it's better to play to capture the other stone because it threatens 3 more. So white needs to connect. And this way black is going to keep the points around N1. Now white had time to connect the 3 stones, otherwise it's a snapback. This Atari it's only 1 point, so should protect here. Yeah, now if black plays the Hane, white can throw in. Black can throw in. And this is a snapback. And black doesn't even have to play H2, because white is still in Dame Tsumari. So if this happens, white connects and the stones are captured already. This way, black is making 1 extra point. But it's no need actually. This G1 it's a gote move. Black can play away, for example Hane. If white turns, H1 still works to capture. And in fact, black will just take 1 more stone instantly and then take the snapback. So black could play away. Now push some small moves. And at this stage, black is winning by at least 15 points. And he was supposed to connect solid here and then count the game. But instead, black played a move to connect in a fancy way and probably threatening to capture 1 stone instead of connecting solid and later think about that kind of move. And this was very risky because white can cut. Now the only option for black to continue the game is to fight the ko. And let's see if he's got some threats. Well, white needs some threats too. But it's difficult to find ko threats for white. Because once black captures the ko again or eliminates the ko, the cut at d2 it's a problem. So, and black's position is very thick. Yeah, for example, if white pushes here and black captures 1 stone, white gets those stones like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 16, 17, 18, 19 points in that area, but then black is capturing this one. So black can make back for the loss. Okay, so black defends very confident. And now white can connect solid as well. There's no problem in the corner. But okay, this gives white eye shape, is good. And now black only has 1 eye. So this was the miracle that saved white in the game. Killing the left side, very unexpected. Going down here is very small. It's not the kind of move you need to play right now. Because anyway, if black plays a Hane, there will be a ko eventually. So at this stage, white still has moves like this. And on the Hane, connect. If black pushes again, white can block. Black needs to go back. White takes 2 stones. White takes 1 back. So black is not going to push 1 more time. Therefore, later in the game, white has the chance to block and then fight the call. So it's really no need to go down too early, because a18 it's actually going to save about 1 point in gote. So jump, but now white is way ahead. So at this stage, black should consider resignation. It's no need to capture here. White has plenty of liberties and there's no Atari on the way yet. Push once, push again. Wait, black should play here and here. There are other moves better than minus 1 point. But I guess in this position white felt so good about killing the left side that he just wanted to seal the deal and play extremely conservative everywhere. So 1 point block instead of blocking here to make like 3 points. Then if white black pushes, black can capture another stone. Should Atari first in center and then push. But there are no other moves for black to come back in this game after losing the left side. So, and here black didn't pay attention to the double Atari, should not be. But pretty much everything is going well for white from this stage. This block is not necessary, that's a false size, so playing e13 doesn't do anything. I mean, even without black is still false, so that's again minus 1 point or a reflex play. Right now it's big to go down here. But okay, let's fast forward this part. And connecting t9, it's also not necessary. If Atari first and black connects, then yeah, you need to go back and protect. Otherwise, you can wait, play somewhere else, and only when black pushes, Atari connect and connect. No need to protect in advance. Instead of connecting in the top for 1 point, it's bigger to capture the stone on the side. And on the Atari, you can push again or connect. Push if black takes, white can make life. If black is trying this move, white can protect and on the cut, Atari. So white is still fine in the top right corner. So now connect, capture, okay. No more big points. This is a ko. Let's see if there is a 1 point move somewhere. Yeah, this one. We'll destroy another point at p4 and then when black, when black feels a ko, white can also feel a ko. Yeah, this prevents the ko, but anyway, black is not going to start e2 because white captures and it's Atari. And here it's proper to connect solid. Where there are no more ko fights, this looks elegant because anyway black can't play inside, but in general that leaves 2 ko threats. So that was pretty much it. Quite a spectacular game and a nice comeback, killing the left side. But the beginning felt good and then white messed up and then black could kill pretty much all the top right corner. White had a chance to fight better the ko in the lower area, and then again black messed up, not connecting on the left side. Very exciting. I hope you enjoy all the variations, so better luck next time.